Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. So this is the perfectly matched collection, and there are 4 different die sets in this, plus some stamps with some frames on it, perfect frames, and these are perfect words. So in the past I have created different cards with these. This is using the sunflowers, and this is a gatefold with a wrap round it. This is one using some acetate with the butterflies, and this is one that I did not long ago using inks to colour the background for the sunflowers. So for today's card we're going to use the butterflies, and we're going to do a really quick, make a really quick card with this. So there are 2 pieces to this die set, and if you look at it carefully, only one side has a cutting edge. This side doesn't. This will stay in your card. And this is a 7-inch piece of white card. And if you look, the dies are perfectly matched to work with each other. So once you've die cut it, this is what you will have. And you can add these to an A5 card. You can add them to a 5x7. And that's just using one side. You'll need to trim it out, of course, to get it out of the die completely, out of the card completely. And that's now come out of the card. So we can add that to a 5x7 card. We can add it to a 6x6 card using both sides, because this of course will come out as well. So there you've got both sides. You'd need to trim down the sides once you've got it in. But what I'm going to do is trim mine down even more, and I'm going to add mine to a little A6 card. So I'm going to use one piece on one card and this piece on another. Now in the top of this is the panel that will go on the top of my card. So into this I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and I'm going to colour it before I add it to my card. So I'm going to go over my panel with some talcum powder just to take the fingerprints off it. I've got my stamping position. I'm going to add my embossing ink. I'm going to stamp that down, and we'll stamp it twice just to make sure that it's taken properly. And then I'm going to sprinkle that with some white powder. Now you won't see that white powder until I start to colour the card, but it will be there. So we'll add the excess powder back into the jar. Now there's the sentiment. I don't know if you can make it out, but I'm going to heat emboss that now, and then we'll colour the card. So with that now heat embossed, I've got 3 new inks that I want to use. So I've got Speckled Egg, Salvaged Patina and Uncharted Mariner. So I'm going to start at the top of the card with the palest. And we'll start off the card and work our way on. Now it is very pale, this. You might just be able to see it. And I'm going to come down the card this way, so that in this corner at the bottom I have the darkest. So we'll run the 2 colours into each other there, and then down at the bottom we'll come in with the darkest. And so we'll start off the card, we'll come onto the card and just keep going round in little circles till you get all your ink blended onto the card. Now I'm using Distress Oxides and they do blend really well. So don't worry about the blotchiness, it will dry out and they will blend together really well. So for both of these pieces now we're going to add a little bit more to make them sparkle. So I've got some Perfect Pearls here and I'm just going to very lightly mist the top of this and then we'll blot it up with some paper. And this is just kitchen roll. So we'll now leave that to dry and that's got the nice speckle on the bottom. Now for this one we've got some embossing ink and I have a brayer. And all I'm going to do is roll some of the embossing ink over the die cut. And then I have some sparkling snow embossing powder and I'm going to sprinkle the top of that die cut and then I'm going to heat set it. So once that's all covered we can shake off the excess and now we can heat set that with the heat gun. So now with that all sparkled up and this has got some sparkle on it, you can just about see it, we're going to add this to the card. So we'll leave just a small border at the top and the bottom and we'll add this in to the bottom with some foam tape. So there's the finished card with some beautiful sequins added to it, and I've also done another one using the other piece of the die cut and I've done that in pink. So I'm just going to add some pink sequins to the top of this and that will be two really pretty cards then ready to send to my recipient. So for these two cards I've used the perfectly matched butterflies and I've used a stamp from the Perfect Words, but this is the rest of the collection that's now available. So thank you for joining me and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.